How's it going, everyone? And in this video, we're going to be walking through how you can use memoization in Python in order to make functions you have that are recursive as efficient as possible. And we're going to walk through a demo that really underlines this point pretty well, in my opinion, and we'll get started. So basically, we're going to be doing a pretty classic coding challenge here of defining or calculating the nth term of the Fibonacci sequence. And the Fibonacci sequence is evaluated by adding the two previous terms to get the next term, and it just does this indefinitely ad nauseum, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to write some function called get nth fib term. It's going to take in n, and then it's going to return out whatever that value is from the Fibonacci sequence. So if we wanted the first term in Fibonacci, it's going to tell us it's 1. If we wanted to figure out what the sixth term is, it's going to tell us that it should be 8, because 8 is the sixth term in that sequence. So if you go about this the classic normal way of doing it recursively, we do this by having a base case and a recursive case. You need a base case, otherwise your recursive function will just go indefinitely and you'll get an error when you try to actually run it. So base case, and so for the Fibonacci sequence, the base case is that the first term and the second term are equivalent to 1. So if n equals 1 or n equals 2, we want to set the value to 1 by definition of this Fibonacci sequence. And then else, and this is our recursive case, so I just like kind of spelling this out explicitly. So this is the recursive case. We don't know what the previous two terms are, so we need to calculate them. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this function call itself. And we're going to say that val is equivalent to get nth fib term of n minus 1 plus, and then get nth fib term of n minus 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to return this value just like this. And just like that, we will have a function that is able to successfully return us the expected nth term of this Fibonacci sequence. We're not doing any edge cases just yet. We can add those in down the road, but for the sake of this example, it should work the way we expect it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click in here in Python, PyCharm, and we're just going to run this bad boy. And you can see here that once we're getting to about term 33, it's becoming slower and slower and slower at giving us outputs. It was super fast for those first 30-ish terms, but now the problem is that at term 36 or 37, it's having to calculate exponentially or do exponentially more computations to determine the next, like the 38th term. And so this I'm going to stop because it's just going to be very, very slow. And now we're going to talk about why people would even do the memoization in the first place. And so basically the way to think about memoization is it allows you to basically cache your past results. And if you have those results already, you're not going to need to go through the pain and suffering of recalculating that stuff. So why make your computer calculate things it's already calculated if you can just store the past calculations in memory? And that's basically what we're going to be doing by defining a little dictionary. So I'm going to say the fib cache, and it's just going to be an empty dictionary outside of my function. And so that's going to allow us to remember the terms that we've calculated in the past. And what we're going to do, I'll just comment this is a cache to enable memoization to improve runtime complexity. So basically that's a fancy way of saying that we're not going to have to do as many computations in order to calculate like higher degree terms. So it's empty right now. But inside of my function, the very first thing I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be saying if n in fib cache. So if we've already calculated this particular Fibonacci term, why would we want to do that again? Don't. So basically the whole reason why we use dictionaries in Python is that dictionaries allow us to have constant lookup times, which is very, very efficient for our program. So if we already have the nth Fibonacci term, we are just going to simply return it. So return and then fib cache and pass in n, and that's it. So we don't need to even go through any of the base case or recursive case. It'll stop at line 16 if we've already done this calculation in the past. And then another thing I'm going to do on line 24 or let's call it 25 now, is because we've just done the work. If we didn't already have that term in our cache and we've just done all this work, what we will do next is we are going to make sure that we remember our work that we just did on lines 18 through 23 and into this little dictionary that we've defined. So basically to do that, we're just going to say fib cache, and then the nth term will be equivalent to val. And so that way we are at least remembering the work we've done in the past, and then we'll also return this value just like that. So now when I run this program, hopefully you can see the console, but it was able to calculate up to term 99, the 99th term in the Fibonacci sequence really quickly, which is really awesome because it's a lot faster than what we did originally with the just plain recursion. So and you can try even bigger cases here, so like we can go up to 1,000 and we can see how enormous these numbers get, and we'll run this bad boy and it's able to go out to an insanely high number of digits for these higher order terms of our Fibonacci sequence. So that is how you can implement memoization in Python for stuff like your recursive methods to make these things run significantly faster. If we were doing this the old way, we'd still be at like number 40 right now for our term of our Fibonacci sequence. So that's going to wrap things up for this video. I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll post this to GitHub so you guys can browse through it, and be well.